The night was heavy, the kind of darkness that pressed against your chest like an unseen weight. Sarah sat on the edge of her bed, staring at her phone screen, the words glowing back at her. Your pain has a purpose. Your delay is divine, and your comeback will be greater than your setback. I'm with you, always. A tear slipped down her cheek. She had read those words 100 times, forwarded to her by a friend who said, "This reminded me of you." At first, she had scrolled past it, too numb to believe it. But tonight, something stirred inside her, the pain that felt endless. Sarah had lost her job 6 months ago. The company downsized, and just like that, her stability vanished. Then, her apartment lease wasn't renewed. Another blow. And if that wasn't enough, her long-term relationship crumbled under the weight of stress and miscommunication. "God, where are you?" she had whispered in the silence of her empty apartment. She had prayed for relief, for a breakthrough, but all she got was silence. The days turned into weeks, the weeks into months. She felt forgotten. But then this message, "Your pain has a purpose." She wiped her face and sighed. What purpose could this possibly serve? The divine delay. Across town, Marcus sat in his car, gripping the steering wheel until his knuckles turned white. His business was failing. He had poured everything into it. His savings, his time, his heart. And now, nothing. His phone buzzed. A message from his sister. "Your delay is divine. Keep going." He scoffed. Easy for her to say. But something about those words stuck with him. He had always believed in hard work, in pushing through. But what if this wasn't about effort? What if this was about timing? The unseen preparation. Meanwhile, in a small cafe, Jasmine stared at the rejection letter in her hands. Another one. She had dreamed of being a writer since she was a child, but every publisher said the same thing. Not the right fit. She opened her messages and saw the text her mother had sent. "Your comeback will be greater than your setback." Jasmine closed her eyes. Will it, God? Because right now, it feels like I'm going backward. The unexpected connections. Weeks passed. Sarah, desperate for income, took a part-time job at a bookstore. It wasn't glamorous, but it was something. One afternoon, a woman walked in, Jasmine. She was browsing the writing section, her face tight with frustration. Sarah, remembering her own struggles, struck up a conversation. Looking for inspiration? Jasmine sighed. Trying to, I just keep hitting walls. Sarah smiled softly. Funny, I was just reading something that said, "Your pain has a purpose." Maybe the walls aren't there to stop you. Maybe they're there to redirect you. Jasmine blinked. That's actually really profound. They talked for hours. By the end of the night, Jasmine had an idea. A book about overcoming setbacks. And Sarah? She had a new friend who reminded her that she wasn't alone. The business that almost wasn't. Marcus, meanwhile, had a last-ditch meeting with an investor. He walked in, expecting another rejection. But this time, the investor said something unexpected. "You know, if you had come to me 6 months ago, I would have said no. But now, the market's shifted. Your idea makes sense now." Marcus froze. 6 months ago? That was when everything fell apart. Your delay is divine. The words echoed in his mind. Had the delay saved him? The greater comeback. A year later, Sarah stood in front of a small crowd at a local event. She wasn't just a bookstore employee anymore. She was a motivational speaker, sharing her story of resilience. Jasmine's book, Setbacks Are Setups, sat on display tables, its pages filled with stories like Sarah's. And Marcus? His business wasn't just surviving, it was thriving, now positioned perfectly in a market that had once seemed closed to him. The reminder. That night, Sarah opened her phone and typed out the message that had once saved her. God says, "Your pain has a purpose. Your delay is divine, and your comeback will be greater than your setback. I'm with you, always." She sent it to 3 people she knew needed to hear it. Because sometimes the darkest nights are just a prelude to the brightest mornings. And God, He's always working behind the scenes.